Well, hello everyone.
Hello.
This is Chris and Ed. We're back again to do some tasting with you virtually. As you know, the virus is still kicking out there, so we're doing half here virtually, and then of course we have half of our crowd that comes in person and social distances, and it's been working great for everybody. I hope everybody's safe out there and taking precautions to stay that way.
And thank you for your continued support of both the virtual and the in-house. It means the world to us. Thank you.
That was pretty sunflowers there.
So Marjorie from Minglewood Farm and Nature Preserve came today with a big bounty of vegetables and herbs and flowers. And so snipped a few of these beautiful sunflowers for our backdrop today. And also she brought gorgeous nasturtiums, which we'll be using on the chef's table and for our dinner specials this week. I always love when the nasturtiums are back with us.
Oh yes, everybody's gonna be in for a treat all week with our specials, and of course with the chef's table coming up, I'm sure we're gonna see all kinds of beautiful things on the chef's table as per usual. We just had a huge weekend for the chef's table. Friday and Saturday night were booked up.
Even 4th of July we were booked, so
Yeah.
I mean that's crazy.
Yeah, and the restaurant was closed. Traditionally we're closed, but because Chris has a big heart and he loves to do the chef's table, we did a little private chef's table, and that was a lot of fun.
It was, and we had people from all over. I mean, we had Kentucky,
Greenville, North Carolina,
Roanoke. So,
Yep.
you know, what a great
And some
opportunity.
locals, too.
There are a couple of locals. What a great opportunity to see our town and to showcase what Chef Ed and I do. And so we don't like to say no. We're in the yes business because we have a lot of people counting on us too. You know, our fishermen are out there every day. Our farmers are out there every day. So we don't want to be in the no business. We want to be in the yes business. And so we had a great time too. I mean, we did. I mean, it was fun for us, and we were open for lunch, of course. But then we're able to relax and do that on the night of the 4th. Of course, we were booked Friday night as well. I had a big group for the chef's table then, and you know, we've really missed this. So, we're excited to.
We're getting it all in now.
We're excited to have the action. Of course, there's no better time of year in the summer. You know, so everything's growing, everything's biting. It's just an exciting time of year. So.
Yeah, now everything's blooming.
Yes.
My sunflowers, Chris, while I was out of town, snuck over to my house and weed eated my yard. Hint, hint, Ed, you might want to weed eat occasionally.
No, it was not for that. I was trying to help. I know you were tired. Trying to help my brother out here.
My sunflowers do not look like this. You probably saw them. They've all been eaten up by bugs. They're not making it. I wish my sunflowers looked like that. That is absolutely gorgeous.
Well, Marjorie's been growing. She's been a professional farmer for 30 years, so they know a trick or two about these things. And my sunflowers, I have 3, and of course she brought in dozens of them today, and still has another field. Also, Kate at Hedge Farms brought some sunflowers last week, and hers are getting ready to really explode. Hers have more color, and she has lots of varieties. They're a thinner stem. These are the more traditional thick stem.
Hers has like the reds and oranges.
The reds and oranges, and the stems are really thin. They're real delicate flowers, so they're great for arrangements. I'm actually going to, well, no, I'm not going to spill it, but
it's a secret.
You'll see next week. But I've got some big plans for our sunflowers. It'll be fun, if it works. But I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, and 'tis the season. You know, we've been doing a lot of rosés. We're going to do another one because we love summer, and we're now 2 weeks officially into summer. So we have quite a few left. We want to enjoy them with libations. And this is a classic. Now this Hochart, we are very fortunate to get this. Last year we bought, 3 cases?
You bought all that you could.
All that I could, yeah. It's a very
all that was left in the state was residing here at the winery.
We have a very limited quantity of this because of the high demand. Hochart, Rosé, they make a myriad of different wines, but this is like the one that everybody gets crazy excited about every summer. And it's your classic Provence blend. You know, Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre, Cinsault, and it actually has one extra little grape there, Cabernet Sauvignon. You don't see that quite as often. That might be what just kind of sets it over the top.
Do you think it's because people don't want to give up their cab?
Maybe, yeah,
But
yeah.
they're
So
like, hey, it's worth it.
technically, there's cab in there, so yes.
So cool.
And you know, this really,
Thank
the
you.
nose. Oh yeah, cheers, chef.
Cheers.
The nose is unbelievable. This is, I think, really the what allures the palate. It just, when you smell this, you've got to drink it. It's so amazing. Floral, strawberry, crushed cherries, maybe even a little cranberry in there. It's just, but it's like you're crushing them in your hand. It's so beautiful. And well, before we go further, what are we pairing this with, Chef?
Oh, wow. Well, speaking of special treats, we have the return of the Hunkadora, which is from Prodigal Farms. This is a Cretan-style goat cheese that's been brushed with vegetable ash. So it has beautiful character all around the rind. You notice this is a small format cheese, again, like a Cretan. The density is the same throughout. Last week we had the spring fever, and you could see the differentiating pieces where it's a different aging process and different brushing process. This is my absolute favorite cheese from Prodigal Farm, so we're super excited.
Now that's saying something.
Yeah.
You think about how many great cheeses they have, and how many
And
we've been fortunate enough to have, and that's your favorite.
It is. I mean, day in, day out. I mean, it is, and of course, it's not a day in, day out. It certainly is. All their cheeses are seasonal. So again, just thrilled to have this back in. Thrilled to share it with you. It's such a treat, and with this beautiful rosé, forget about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just over the top. It's just an over the top combination, you know. And I don't know how to do it. You know, even the great wine houses in France or anywhere, you know, have ups and downs year to year. But you know, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, you're actually right. There's such anticipation. There's such an expectation of what this wine is supposed to be every year, because it really does bring so much joy to everyone that gets it every summer. And you know, that's a pretty high bar that you set. And the funny thing to me here is the price point. I mean, it is considered one of the best rosés that you can get, and yet it's not even sniffing $20 at all.
Super
It's so,
approachable.
yeah, we're talking $15 here.
And for a summertime wine, especially a starter wine, I mean, outstanding value to quality ratio. It's
The
just
texture's
unbelievable.
nice and full from the Grenache. You have a wonderful acidity here, so it makes it a great food wine.
You may want to buy some before we buy it all.
That's
So
true, because
that's
we've
just
been
a
known
little
to do
head-
stuff
Little
like
heads
that.
up there.
We
It's
are,
not going to age.
yes, yeah, it's not gonna,
It's not
it'll be,
gonna
it's
age.
gonna
You're
go
gonna buy it
bye-bye.
and drink it.
Yep. And I believe Mrs. Wishart enjoys a
Mrs.
rosé or
Wishart
two.
is no stranger to the rosé.
So
and,
he's buying for two.
so be advised.
But,
It's a beautiful wine.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful. wine.
this is quintessential summer drinking right here. And hard to tell because we are in the barrel
Yeah.
room
A
and
little
the
darker.
lighting's a little dim down here. But it truly is this just vibrant salmon colored. When you see it in the bottle, it just really catches your eye. It's literally saying, drink me now.
And the label as well. I mean, when you see this label, you just get excited. And I know we're geeks.
We do geek out
we
on stuff.
do geek eyes, and we geek out on some things that most people might not. But I mean, they have such a recognizable label. You know, a lot. You go down the wine rows at the wine shop or wherever you may shop, and you know all the labels just blend together. You know, it's just names. It might be a horse or a caterpillar, but when you see their label, you just know, and it's such a classic. And they haven't changed. That's another thing. Most wineries, they change their labels all the time, trying to be cute. I've never seen a different label from them.
No.
Why bother?
Yeah.
Because it's
And I believe that design came from one of their grandmother's quilts. It's a family design, and yeah, when you put something like your grandmother's quilt design on a label, who wants to be the one to take that off?
Well, how do you top it?
Who's going to be that person that said you took grandma's design off? Like,
Right.
are you kidding me?
you're out of the family.
Yeah, you're dead.
Cut off. Dead dog.
Your dad does.
Yeah, you don't really want to put a tadpole in place of your grandma's quilt. So
Well, that is dangerously smooth as well. And,
My goodness.
you know, Provence typically provides just a hint of bitter right at the end. And that's another great food element because it makes your next bite of food even better. But this bitter is not it's not pronounced. It's really hidden.
No, it's just there.
Yeah.
More than anything, and also
It makes it more of an adult beverage.
it
You know?
doesn't, because a lot of rosés, and I've never met a rosé I didn't like, but they can be on the Kool-Aid side.
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't buy it from a,
Mhm.
if
Right,
you're not
right,
getting
right.
a serious rosé maker. A lot of people make rosé just for sport, because they're gonna sell, they're gonna move, and
Yeah,
they
the
do.
market is great for
They
them
take,
right now.
they, half of them taste like Kool-Aid. Now, granted, alcoholic Kool-Aid's pretty darn good.
Yeah,
So we're not.
sure beats regular Kool-Aid.
Right. We're not knocking it. Just saying that bitter, probably I would say, if you back me up here, if that's more of a marker of a winemaker more so than just a wine.
Oh yeah, I mean it's certainly it's certainly by design.
Yeah.
You know, there's no doubt about it, and it really does give great balance to seemingly. It gives you the impression that it may be sweet, but it's not sweet. It's dry. It is certainly very fruity, and a lot of times we're confused. Our brains, they taste fruit, smell fruit, they automatically think it's sweet. But I can assure you, this wine is not sweet, and it just helps balance everything out. We have a little bit of a little bit of bitter, or a little bit of that acidity, and gosh, it's so good with food. You're gonna enjoy it with just about anything you throw in.
And also the fatty goat cheese should be helping to balance that bitter quite a bit as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So now this is not what I would call exactly a summertime red. But I know how you people love your big red wines.
Thank you.
Cheers. And so I hate to disappoint. I have been really focusing on the lighter style reds for, just for ease with food, the heat, so you're not getting too weighted down. We haven't really featured any like over the top cabs or anything. The Zins that we've been doing have been a little bit dialed back, because this time of year I just find those heavy wines be a bit much. But I made an exception for this one. This one is humming in at 15.7% alcohol. Watch out. And it is a big, big fruit bomb.
What a nose on this.
Now this is the red blend from Charles Woodson, the famous NFL football player, Hall of Famer. This is the red blend. And we did the Chardonnay not so long ago, and people really liked it. And so that was the only wine I'd had from his portfolio. And so after there was such a positive response from the Chardonnay, I checked in to see what else we could get from him, and I was recommended this red blend. So after trying it, I could see why it was recommended. It is absolutely delicious. It's a blend of Zinfandel, which you think about how the popularity of The Prisoner, that Zin blend. But here you have Petite Syrah and Petite Verdot. And Chris and I are big fans of both of those grapes.
Absolutely.
Probably even more so than Zin.
Oh,
I think we probably put those secondary grapes ahead of that. That's just our
Everybody's
personal.
different.
That's our personal. But I do know that we have lots of customers that love Zin, and they're going to really enjoy this.
Well, I tell you, if you had to sniff it blind, you'd be hard pressed not to call it out as Zin. But I get the Petite Syrah big on the nose.
Yeah, this is a beast. And like I said, with all that alcohol, it's really going to kind of open up your sinuses a little bit. You might even be able to pick up a little bit more. Lots of spice here. This does see anywhere from 9 to 18 months of oak. They use not only French oak, but they also use some Slavic, Hungarian oak. And it gives a little bit of different complexity to it than straight French, which I like. You're certainly going to get that vanilla profile.
Vanilla,
it's all over it.
Licorice. I'm getting a little
Yes,
cinnamon.
tons of
I'm getting
licorice.
lots of leather on this. I mean,
Oh,
just big wine. Woodson's Super Bowl MVP. He didn't get 2 interceptions for the Cowboys.
I believe so. He was a beast. So
Great career.
with this being said about the nose, the palate follows through with essentially the same thing. We've got lots of black fruits and blue fruits and some red fruits, just like we were picking up on. We talked about the spice, we didn't talk about the fruit, but it's just a very fruity wine. But that spice, the high alcohol, really balance and bring everything together. as good as that Chardonnay was, I think this is a better one. And I mean, it's just absolutely
So
wonderful.
solid.
And Chef, what do you pair 'em with this one?
Oh wow, we've got a heavy hitter to go with a heavy hitter. So we've got some beautiful pork belly. And to combat or to accentuate the spice on this wine, so what I did is I scored the fat and I rubbed it down with coriander, a little bit of five spice, some brown sugar, some black pepper and salt. So we're gonna get a great spice out of our pork belly as well. Got a hard sear on this, then braised it at low heat for almost 5 hours. Let that cool down. Now I was able to portion it into our little cubes there and sear it again to bring out the crispiness of the skin. A little bit of the braising liquid back over it to keep it soft. So you're gonna have that fatty, salty, spicy, or not spicy, but spiced pork belly to accentuate the spice on this wine. I think it's gonna be a home run.
Oh, I know it will
Yeah.
be. It always is. And
And if it's not, we'll say, well, at least we had last week.
And you know, because of the distribution's been upside down, getting land animals has been very difficult. Obviously, Chef has this, you know, the ability to make relationships with local farmers and regional farmers, and that's really been
It's been the
saving
difference.
grace
It's been the
for
difference.
us.
It's been the difference.
Where a lot of restaurants that have relied on commercial distributions really struggled getting any kind of product. We have seen just continued premium products, and that's awesome.
And we've even, as strange as it sounds, I mean, at a few points during this, we had meat purveyors, local meat people running sales.
Yeah,
And when your
Yeah.
grocery stores were empty and,
they're
You know,
they're
like,
selling it at
you
discount.
know, here you go.
Yeah.
And so you know, it pays off in a million ways. And certainly we never started this endeavor with the hopes of getting a deal during a pandemic. But
Right.
boy, oh boy, it's been business as usual for us. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
we're a small market, and you know, we do things on a certain scale. But
Yeah.
what a blessing!
Yeah, I mean,
What a
like,
blessing.
remember at Father's Day, we could not find any beef. And
It
we were
was-
very fortunate enough to get, you know, some local New York strips.
We were
I shared them with my dad.
we were eating Morris family ribeyes and Brasstown strips, and we were just high on the
we
hog.
were living large.
Yeah, it was. Life was good, and
Yeah.
you know, people were just really. And even when you could find it, it was double the price.
Oh, double price, half
you
the
know, you
quality.
half the quality for twice the price, and
Yeah.
we haven't experienced that. Of course, we've been enjoying world class fresh seafood from all around our region in Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina, and it's just been a bounty.
Yeah, we've really been fortunate.
Yeah.
And so here you're going to have, you know, well, actually, you know what? Since we're talking about all that stuff, you're talking about bringing the market back next week?
Yes.
Or are you going to start this weekend, or?
Well, we're going to do some fish for the market, fish and shellfish on our fish market menu this weekend. But starting next week, we're going to bring back our family meals for a couple of nights a week. So we're still running a modified schedule for the most part. We're doing lunch Tuesday through Saturday, but we're only doing dinner in-house, sit down, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. So we want to bring back our family meal options for Tuesday and Wednesday nights. We think that this would be a great way, especially during the summer. We're traveling, we're working, we're running all over the place. We really want this to kind of be a fixture of what we're doing. So took a little break when we came back. I think honestly it was probably a little burnout from doing all that. Excited to be back to putting it.
Yeah,
Uh,
a little
getting our
burnout,
restaurant-
just a little.
Getting our restaurant back up and running, and we feel good about where we are, feel good about our staff. So we're going to start reintroducing some of the things that we were excited about. So be looking for that Tuesday and Wednesday night family style meals, great pricing, great quality.
Huge portions.
Huge
I mean, that was the
portions.
one thing during I call it the lockdown.
The
but
lockdown,
While the
yeah.
restaurants were forced closure, Chris was doing pickup meals, and the one consistent thing, obviously, people were saying how delicious it was, but there was so much food in these carryouts, and how much they appreciated being able to make a second meal out of it a lot of times.
You have a snack in the next day or what have you, and that's it's just, I think that's the way it should be. When I cook at night at home, I make enough to where we have lunch for the next day. So maybe it's just ingrained in me, but we all benefit So this is something we're excited about. Also be looking for, we're gonna be offering, it's just undescribable, the seafood, what we're getting from the coast right now. So you'll be looking for, our seafood menu. We're talking about shrimp, we're talking about, grouper, amberjack, snapper, lionfish, scallops, you name it, oysters, oysters from all over. All over Virginia and North Carolina, just beautiful stuff. So be looking for that. We're gonna bring that back, especially this weekend too. We've got some beautiful cherry stone clams from Virginia. We've got beautiful scamp grouper off the coast of North Carolina. We have gorgeous tile fish. Got some in today, more coming in Thursday and Friday. Some of the prettiest tile I've ever seen. We might do an update because I'm gonna make sure it's okay by doing fish tacos with them tonight. So we'll keep you posted, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Been cleaning fish all day, or be cleaning fish all week. You can't do better.
That delivery dude was kind of
Yeah,
was loaded down.
And not only was he loaded down with beautiful seafood, artisan meats, artisan cheeses from 3 different creameries around the state. Like every day, 3 farmers in the door today. Mohill Farms, Hedge Farms, Minglewood Farms. And these are not for Chef's Table. These are for our restaurant. Now, we certainly divert these things for our Chef's Table, but this is what you get when you eat at the winery. These are not some special things only for that. This is who we are as an institution. From the quality of the wines that Ed picks, from the quality of wines that Tyler produces, to the simplest lunch sandwich that you wouldn't think anything about. You wouldn't imagine all the local ingredients.
That's right.
That go into the simplest things. We're making all our own pickles now. Every day we're adding more things. We're adding our homemade bread. Every week my goal is to take something that I buy and replace it with something that we make. And so we've made huge strides this year. So we've tried to find the good in all the bad that's occurred. And a lot of the good that we've tried to isolate is removing things that we relied on from someone else. And so with this new focus, we've been allowed to do that. And so you're all the beneficiary of that. So you'd be surprised. We've kind of shrunk our menus and we've replaced it so we don't have to carry so much stuff. The things that we do offer have that much more local love and handmade love into them.
That is a true story. And customer satisfaction's always been high, but it's pinnacle right now.
Yeah, we're starting to.
It's a special time.
It's a special time. It is.
We've definitely turned a weird time into a really, like I said, it's the pinnacle. It's lovely. It's so many happy people. Of course, we are a tourist town. We get a lot of tourists
Tons
here.
of people, first timers, left and right.
Yeah, and they're just like, wow, we don't have anything like this back in our big city. So Mount Airy has got it going on. We're really happy to be a part of it, and we'll continue to do our part. So keep posted. We're going to do some Facebook updates and things. So for that market menu and family meals, that'll be out there in the very near future.
Email. If you're not on our email list, please sign up for our email. You'll always see our market menus on the email, Instagram, Facebook. You name it, we'll get it out there, so keep an eye out.
And if you want this delicious, fruity beast of a wine, it's only $20.
Amazing.
And it drinks well above
You
that.
said $20.
I said $20, yeah.
Again, I'm going to be buying a lot of this wine, so
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm sure they'll make more.
So Paso Robles is really one of the most up-and-coming areas of North America, in my opinion. It's just got incredible creativity. They have the ability to grow so many different grapes there, and they have such a focus on artisanship, whether it be the restaurants that are there, or the winemakers, or the brewers, or the distillers. It really is a craftsman-style community there. You may have heard of Tin City. If you haven't, you should check it out. There's some really cool movies and videos on it. But this region is really a place of quality, but at a very relaxed atmosphere. It's a lot like ONS in that sense.
Yeah.
When you come to our Chef's Table or you come to our restaurant, Yeah, we're not all gussied up here. We're not trying to be stuffy. We are still trying to bring you the quality, high-end service and food and wine and cocktails, but without any kind of pretentiousness. It's very relaxed, and I think this area of California is very much like that, and I think that's
Pretty
great
laid
news.
back state, except for LA, I would think.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
the whole
yeah,
state is
yeah.
pretty laid back, and
And this is probably something to take advantage of now because, as you know, every great wine region gets more and more expensive as it gets discovered. So enjoy it now while you can. These prices won't last forever. That's for
they're a
sure.
review or two away from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're already getting some pretty good scores. So you know what that means. Here we go with the price.
And good on them.
Good,
You know, and
no,
good on
well deserved. Don't
good
get
on
me
them,
wrong.
you
I'm
know.
not complaining.
You make
I'm
something
just,
like this, of this quality, you should get a return on that, but,
and we continue to hunt. We'll continue tasting and drinking for you guys.
his devotion knows no end.
Yeah, we will continue to do that for you, and we'll see what we find next week. I hope you enjoyed these two beauties. I don't.
wines.
Yeah, the wines,
Yeah.
not these two beauties. Absolutely wonderful wines. I'll give you one quick look at them one more time. 15 for the rosé, 20 for the Zen blend, and they are both drinking beautifully. They're
Great looking
Dense,
packaging too, I mean,
oh
really,
yeah,
really,
yeah,
really
yeah,
sharp.
Yep, dense flavor, long finishes, all the things we look for in great wine. We hope to see you again next week, right? We're
Please.
gonna keep doing it because
We're
y'all
gonna keep at it, we're gonna keep at it no matter what.
Yep,
Phase 3, phase 10, phase 1.
whatever we gotta do.
We're gonna keep at it.
We're gonna keep eating delicious and fine things and drinking the same. So
Absolutely, and we look forward to sharing these things with you.
see you next time.
Take care.